The fourth universal in Islamic law is nasab. Nasab, lineage, meaning that a person has the right to know who their father is. Everyone has the right to know who the father is. And this may sound like something very minor, but we now live in an age where there are so many bastard children, so many children born out of marriage, that it's a crisis. And it creates a type of anger in a child growing up not knowing who the father is. So the first and most important thing to protect lineage is marriage. Marriage has been legislated. All religions, I do not know of any religion that does not have marriage. I do not know of any religion that says zina is okay. Hindus don't permit it. Hindu books, you can read them in the Hindu books. It's not permitted. Bible certainly does not permit it, both the Jewish and the Christian. And we certainly have very strict rules about male-female interaction. Why? To protect a lot of harm and evil, and to protect children. Allah says in the Quran, لا تقربوا الزنا إنه كان فاحشة وساء سبيلا. Do not get close to zina. Allah says don't get near zina. So anything that gets us close to zina is prohibited. Forget about zina. Not even things that get us close. And that's a big challenge. It's a big problem in the society we live in. I ask Allah to protect us all from zina and all the fawahish. Ameen thumma ameen. So a person who is of liberal, secular, non-religious background will object. What's the problem? If two people want to do something in a room, what's your problem? Let them do it. Doesn't harm you. That's an intellectual reasoning that we hear from people who are either weak in Iman or people who are secular, atheist, or liberal. And recently, Amnesty International, and this was in 2015, July, they said prostitution should be considered a human right also. Imagine the madness of this statement. Amnesty International, human rights organizations. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in any religion. They don't care. So the question is, how do you answer? How do you answer these people who say, what's the problem if two people want to do something? What's your problem? Leave them alone. Mind your own business. The answer, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam already gave us the answer. He said, لم تظهر الفاحشة في قوم قط حتى يعلنوا بها إلا فشى فيهم الطاعون والأوجاع التي لم تكن مضت في أسلافهم الذين مضوا. Sexual immorality never appears among people to such an extent that they commit it openly, except that they will be afflicted by plagues and pains or diseases not known to their forefathers. That's the problem. It's not just two people doing something that doesn't bother me or you or the people. The entire society is impacted. Look at the statistics. In 1970s, sexual revolution in the West gave us the AIDS. According to University of Maryland Medical Center, there are 20 types of STIs, sexually transmitted infections. 20. 13 million Americans are infected every year because of indecent contact. 636 people have died in the US since AIDS. 636,000. That's 3 times the population of Birmingham. 1.5, and that's more than the number of, or equal to the number of people that died in the Civil War. According to World Health Organization, 1.5 million people die every year in the world because of zina, which leads to these infectious diseases. 35 million people worldwide have died because of HIV and AIDS. And this is the worst part. Listen to this. 3.2 million children under the age of 15 years old have been infected or died. Children, because of what adults are doing irresponsibly. Zina. These are diseases that were not known to our forefathers. Before 1970s, nobody knew about AIDS and 20 different STIs. It's a serious public threat. According to MSNBC article that was published recently, a few months back, sexually transmitted diseases cases hit new high in US. More were reported last year than ever before, according to federal officials. This is all as of October. Massive problems, millions of deaths, children suffering. It's not just a matter of two people doing something and it doesn't affect the public. It's a public safety, public health crisis. And it's getting worse. And with this in mind, when we read the Quran, and the Quran says, الزانية والزاني فاجلدوا كل واحد منهما مئة جلدة. Terrifying punishment for zina, for both the male and the female, 100 lashes. The Quran says the female fornicator and the male fornicator, flog them both, 100 lashes. When we hear this, we are terrified. Very serious punishment. But look at the harm. Look at the children that have died or have been infected. 3 million children, 3.2, under the age of 15. So that was number 4, an-nasab. The fifth kulliya, the fifth universal is aql, intellect. The greatest threat to aql, intellect, is alcohol and drugs. They take away our intellect. They make us do crazy things. We lose the ability to differentiate between halal and haram and right and wrong. The scholars of Aqidah and the scholars of Islam define aql as alatul idrak, the tool for comprehension. Aql is a great gift from Allah. Intellect is a tool that allows us to comprehend, understand. Majnoon is someone whose tool, aql, is not working. And the greatest threat to aql is alcohol and drugs. According to National Institute of Health of the US government, 88,000 people every year in the USA die because of alcohol-related problems, from drunk driving to families to shooting and killing. 88,000 people. The greatest terrorists ever. But no, the Fox News doesn't want you to know that. They want you to focus on these crazy terrorists over there in the Middle East. The number one killer of Americans, heart disease and alcohol. Alcohol, according to American Cancer Society, you can go to the website for NIH and American Cancer Society. Alcohol linked to 7 types of cancer. 7 types of cancer have been linked to alcohol according to the scientists, according to American Cancer Society. The cancer of mouth, the cancer of throat, the cancer of voice box, the cancer of esophagus, the tube, the cancer of liver, the cancer of colon and rectum, and the cancer of breast. 7 types of cancers linked by the scientists to alcohol. 88,000 people dying. The greatest threat ever, greatest killer of American ever. Not to mention our mental diseases and addictions are caused by alcohol. Allah says in the Quran, Rijsun min amal shaitan. Allah describes alcohol in the Quran as rijsun. Rijs is defilement. defilement, filthy stuff from the work of shaitan. فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ. So avoid alcohol, avoid it. لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. So that you may be successful. Anything that harms the intellect is prohibited in Islamic law. لا ضرر ولا ضرار قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. No harming and no reciprocating harm.